What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of OneMindSyndicate, and today I'm back to talk about Warhammer 40k. So in this one, I'm going into newer lore, the Arks of Omen, where we talk about Angron, Khorne, and just overall what Chaos is doing to become powerful in this galaxy filled with war. So in this book, we actually see Chaos win. The Arks of Omen, Angron, is different than all the other Arks of Omen because we don't just get hints of like Chaos gaining momentum and then losing, or Chaos building up to something grander. We actually see Chaos win, and they win at a very interesting aspect with the Murder Curse. The Murder Curse is basically a psychic backlash, so to speak, that makes everybody in this sector of the galaxy essentially devotees to Khorne. Everybody falls under it, be it guardsmen, space marines, sisters of battle. The only ones that are immune are the Grey Knights, the Adeptus Custodes, and the Sisters of Silence. Now, knowing that, that's really interesting because there's widespread destruction, chaos, and mayhem, and this reminds me that Khorne doesn't really care where blood comes from, or which skulls are being reaped in his name, whether they're loyalists or traitor. He just wants chaos and destruction to happen. And here we see 8 different instances of just that. They strike to earn glory. Atop a storm-lashed ziggurat rising from an alien jungle, an android overlord swings his glowing blade. Headless, his golden-armored foe crashes bonelessly down the ziggurat steps. As he does, the Overlord's followers drove their praise for this latest inevitable victory. They strike in hope of freedom. The Overseer raises his lash again, but this time Labor Serf 8844 is ready. She catches the scrawny Overseer's wrist with her offhand and drives an improvised shiv under his jaw. The uprising begins. They strike out of hatred. 3 of the gang are dead. The Enforcer killed them, but with a shotgun. Cold-blooded executions. But the Enforcer didn't get Gorv, and now he's sprawled on his back in some filth beneath the rundown poor. Through his visor, the Enforcer locks eyes with Gorv, expression utterly unrepentant, and with a howl of loss and pain, Gorv brings his hatchet down with both hands and buries it deep in the Enforcer's face. They strike as murderers. In the shadowed back alley of Cirque Megara, a cloaked figure hastens along, shoulders hunched against the distant sound of screams and gunfire. They do not see the addict who lurks in the doorway as they pass, but they do feel his blade as it tears across their throat. They then feel his hands rifting their pockets. They feel nothing more after this. They strike out of duty. The Einherjar Hearthguard knows she must time her blows perfectly. The Corrupted One comes not for her, but for the Grimnir she protects. But he will not harm the living ancestor. The purr of her enemy's armor servos gives him away. He lunges suddenly from the shadows, crimson eye lenses flaring, but she is ready. Her concussion gauntlet connects with a chest plate and pulverizes ceramite, fused bone, and a pair of poisonous hearts. They strike in anger. The brawl in the fighting pit has been long and bruising, but at last the challenger lies bloody and broken. Giving full vent to his fury at the upstart, the orc hefts a boulder in both hands and brings it crashing down upon his enemy's skull. They strike for vengeance. Shrugging off a barrage of dancing warp flame, a feral warrior raises his frost-hued axe and swings it into the neck of his mortal enemy. As the sorcerer's helmed head tumbles to the ground, his killer howls with unrepentant joy. For Fenris. They strike with faith. Her fear cannot stay her wrath. Running amidst a press of loyal soldiers, she screams praise to the God Emperor and fires her last gun into the traitor racks. Up a muddy embankment now, into the teeth of the foe, following old Josiah, the regimental priest. A traitor aims his autogun at her, but he is too late. For the Emperor, she roars as she drives her bayonet into the heretic's chest. So this kind of goes to show us just how simple and easy it is for Khorne to gain power in this galaxy where there's an unending war. So I could easily see Khorne being the last Chaos God to stand when, who knows, the end of 40k or something like that happens. Because in order to kill Khorne, you're going to fight him with weapons that's still fueling him, so it's kind of like an endless cycle. So peace is the way to beat Khorne. But let's talk about another instance in the Chaos Space Marine Codex where we see Khorne infect his influence into a very unlikely host, and that is the Tau Empire. The famously ferocious Tau fire warriors of the Vior-La Sept face an incursion of World Eaters. The Chaos Space Marines are so thoroughly lost to the worship of Khorne that their ranks contain as many spawn as they do berserkers. The Tau's impeccable fire discipline sees the World Eater warbands kept at arm's length. That is, until the infectious rage of the Khorne devotees begins to catch in the souls of the Vior-La's foremost cadres. The Tau's voices, raised in primitive Fior Taun war cries that have not been heard for centuries, begin to engage the Chaos Spawn at close range, and even charge in to engage them in close combat. It does not end well for the Tau. Millions die before a council of 6 ethereals are scrambled to the site to lend their calming influence to the fire-cast warriors, restoring order and allowing the Tau to withdraw into low orbit before the World Eaters can complete their slaughter. So there we go, seeing a psychically inept race being corrupted by Khorne's influence is a huge deal. So this just goes to show you that no matter how minuscule your presence is in the warp, the Chaos Gods can definitely use that to their advantage. So what does this mean for Khorne? Is it the best Chaos God out there? Potentially, but I want to hear from you guys. Let me know down in the comments below who you think is the strongest Chaos God. Because overall you hear that saying, chaos is a wheel. Whoever's on top one day might be at the bottom another. So you see an influx of powers, whether it be Zeech, Nurgle, Khorne, or Slaanesh, just showing the best of what they can be one day and then being completely overridden another. So again, let me know who you think is the strongest Chaos God, but I for one am putting my money on Khorne. If there's any other stories or any instances of Khorne just being a badass, let me know, and I'll talk about him here on the channel. But that's all I got for today, guys. So again, like, comment, and subscribe for more things Warhammer 40k, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. This has been the Sound Alchemist, part of OneMindSyndicate, and I'll catch you then. Peace.